Greetings, everyone. Sometimes you think you have problems, and when you listen to other person's problems, you realize, wow, I got so much to be thankful for. Now, Natasha, you asked me to do this video, and to be honest with you, I prefer when people tell their own stories because in the telling of your own story, you don't miss anything and you speak from the heart. It's more profound. But I'm going to use my platform to highlight your situation. And so, my friends, my viewers, and subscribers, I am sharing the story of Natasha, who lives in Jamaica. And the reason why I'm sharing this is not because it's unusual, but at the end of this video, I will explain why it is important for these stories to come out. Now, Natasha has been married for the past 5 years, but she's dating her husband for 10 years. So she dated him 5 years prior to getting married. And recently, a friend of her husband came from the United States and was staying at their house because whenever he comes to Jamaica, he stays with them. They're childhood friends. And a few nights ago, she said she fell asleep early. And when she woke up around 1 o'clock in the morning, her husband was not in bed with her. And so she said she went to look for him in the living room and she noticed that a light was on and the door was ajar in the guests, which is her husband's friend's room. So she said she heard sounds like the person was up. So she just wanted to go to the door to just say hi to him and check in with him. But as she drew closer to the door, she heard thrashing sound, skin sound, and she's thinking to herself that he brought someone in. So the friend maybe invited a female friend over. And she said she got very curious because they were careless enough to leave the door open. And when she peeked in, she saw her husband thrashing around with his best friend. Now, her concern is, now I know my partner is gay, or is it bisexual in this case because he's married to you, Natasha. The problem is now she says, I want to work it out because he said it was a one-off situation. It was a moment of weakness. Well, how do you get weak with another man when you're married to a woman? Just a question for now. She says, we have 2 children. We've had a beautiful life together. And I don't want to throw away my marriage over one indiscretion. Indiscretion! While you're in the house, your husband is having entanglements with his best friend. Wow. Here's what I want to say about this before I go any further, is that in the culture of Jamaica, people talk about people being homophobic and people being whatever. And I'm not promoting anybody's gay lifestyle, but far be it from me to tell people who they're supposed to be. I'm wondering, this is a question I'm asking. If people had the opportunity to choose whatever lifestyle they wanted, would they be hiding and camouflaging and pretending to be something that they're not? Because the truth is, if I was this, woman and I found my partner doing that, not only would I be so disgusted by it, I would have the surgeons sew up any entryway in my space. I would never ever want to see another man or woman for that matter. Hey, Natasha, you're okay to compete with another man? And what about the violation? It's one thing to say I am gay or I'm bisexual and I'm torn between my sexuality. It's another thing to invite that person in your space and to be engaged in these kind of activity in the house with your child or your children. That is utter disrespect. So when you come to me and ask me what should I do, first and foremost, never allow someone to make decisions for you that affect your life. I can't decide what's best for you. You really know what you need to do. You're just asking me for my opinion, and I think I'm bringing it back to you. What are you going to do about your situation? You are the only one who knows what you can tolerate. And here I am using this word. This is the only time I approve the word tolerance. So you can tolerate that situation. You're going to be tolerant of it because you have children and this, that, and the other. Like, I'm not sure what kids have, anything that has to do with abuse or, people feeling like their partner betrayed them or whatever. Children can stand as a reason to stay, in my opinion. Sometimes you're better off alone. Now, if you're okay with this, it's a personal thing. If you're staying there because your self-esteem is not very good, or because you feel like you can't get someone else, or because you're so emotionally involved and attached to your partner that regardless of what he does, you want to stay, these are all things that you have to evaluate. You have to write down on a piece of paper reasons to stay and flip that over and put reasons to go. And whichever one outweighs the other, you then pray for strength to help you do the right thing. The man is obviously gay because that desire is so strong that his fear of you catching him was far less than his desire to do that thing or to be involved in that thing. And the question you have to ask for yourself now, or ask to yourself, is that, is there anyone else? And is this an addiction? Is it something that, because really the fact that he's doing it in the house while you are in bed or in the same house with him is utter disrespectful, but it shows a really problem in terms of weakness. Like, his desire to be with this man was so great that unless he gets his adrenaline goes from just the thought of being caught, or did he want to be caught? Because think about it. You're in the house with your partner and you venture into your man's or your lover's room and you leave the door open. Why? Sometimes people do these things, whether men or women. Sometimes people are in a relationship and they don't have the courage to break up with the other person. And so they will do things so you can catch them. So you will have the courage to put them out, or you will leave them. They don't have the courage to leave you because they might feel guilt because they have children and so on. They don't want the kids to dislike them or whatever. So they put it on you to make that decision for them. And so there's so many things to question. He's telling you he's sorry. It's not going to happen again. Okay, it's not going to happen again. Are you okay with allowing a gay man to suppress his wildly affection? Or listen, that is deep. And a lot of these men are in Jamaica. A lot of these men are married to women. Okay? A lot of, they call it the down low men. And they're women too. I think it's just men, but we're talking about your situation. I'm going to ask my viewers and my subscribers to share their opinion. Please share your opinion. I'm asking you today, people. Share your opinion on what you think. What would you suggest? If you were in her situation, what would you do? I think I kind of have an idea of what the average person would do. It just goes without saying. I personally do not want to stand in the way of love for anybody. So I'm in a relationship, heterosexual relationship. And if my partner wants to be with another female, I don't want to stand in his way of love. Go with blessings, go with peace, because I always think and say that, there's always something better around the corner. If you are with someone and they don't want to be with you, they don't love you, let them go. It's very difficult, but it's not easy, not easily done, but you let them go. Not everybody who files for a divorce is happy to get a divorce, but they're doing the right thing because they know what? I believe in love, and when I release it, to let it go, true love will come to me. So him being bisexual or whatever doesn't change his ability to be a great father to your children, but perhaps this is your opportunity to move on. And if you decide to stay for whatever reason, then I suggest you act with wisdom and protect yourself. Protect yourself, because the crisis of AIDS in Jamaica is worse than you know. They're not letting it on. I know people who have died from AIDS. Okay? And I've known persons who confide in me to say, I'm going to this AIDS clinic. And that guy that was going to that clinic, he had one woman at the school where I was at. He had another lady that was related to him that had a baby. And he was with someone else. And none of them knew that he was living with AIDS. And there are other people that I've spoken to that their boyfriend is gay. And when I notice it, and if you even go around in a corner trying to get them to see it, they're in denial. It is very common, especially nowadays with men in Jamaica, especially the young ones, very licky, and they are very prepared to sell their body. So I don't know what else to say. Don't want to be crude. Don't want to be disrespectful. The truth is the truth. I don't know. Maybe it's these vaccines. I don't know what it is, but people are living on the down low, and people are deceiving each other and engaging in all kinds of stuff, and everything. Everybody's liberal this day. I have no problems with people who are gay. I just feel like if you are, just go stay over in your corner, be with who you want to be, and don't get women involved in your stuff. It's not right. And if you suspect the person is on the down low, have some self-esteem. Make a decision to say, okay, I'm not going to interfere with your love or break your chances of finding love. Just don't go there, and don't have children with men who you know that are this way, thinking that you can change them. You can't change somebody who has these kind of likings or feelings. Get real. Stay blessed, everyone.